Hi brothers and sisters. This is a message to encourage us in the activity of the Word and to see the power of Yahuwah, His Word, and how it cuts through vain reasonings and excuses to the truth. Now, I had an experience of double-crossing a friend. I had a job to give a message as it was sent to me, and I pretended not to remember it, and that made my friend awkward and set him up to look wrong. Now, after doing that, that was the action, and from that I realised the impact that it had on me physically. Physically, I felt down and heavy and so heavy-hearted and dead in myself inside, and just the most dreadful feeling down of what I'd done, but I wouldn't face what I'd done at the time because I was just hanging on and hanging on. And then I got a word after reading this scripture. It was amazing, the outcome, and that's why I want to share what happened. I got this word. It was in Proverbs 25:13. The word came like the cold of snow in the time of harvest is a truthful messenger to those who send him, for he refreshes the life of his masters. Now, like the cold of snow in the time of harvest, how would that be? That would be so cool and refreshing. I mean, harvest is a time in the heat. It's the hot time of the year where there's dust and flies, and it's a sweating time where you go through bringing in the labour in the harvest, and it's a hard time. I remember we used to harvest the wheat on my dad's property, and we'd have to wear masks from the husks would get up your nose, and we'd all get hay fever, and you'd sweat, and your hands would get torn apart from sewing the bags up, all these different things. And it's a harsh time, but to have a refreshment, the cool water of refreshment, the snow in the time of harvest, that's an unusual thing to happen, to have snow in that time. And how unusual it is to have someone that's faithful and trustworthy. And this is what Yahuwah was talking about, is a truthful messenger, a faithful messenger, a trustworthy messenger, those who send him, for he refreshes the life of his master. That's giving Yahusha the recognition of how he refreshes us. And when that word came to me, I could see how I wasn't a faithful messenger, and I just felt so rotten. But Yahusha lifted me out of that, and he said, there's the power in his word. And he gave me another scripture with love and compassion. He sent me this scripture in Hebrews. In Hebrews it talks about, in Hebrews 4:12, and it's what the word did to my heart when I read the Proverbs. For the word of Yahuwah is living and working and sharper than any two-edged sword. His word is alive. It's alive and living and working and sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting through even to the dividing of being and spirit, and of joints and marrow, and able to judge the thoughts and intentions of the heart. What goes into our body and can even reach the marrow and the bone? Nothing can pierce into that, but the power of Yahuwah's word. I mean, I've read this scripture, his word's sharper than any two-edged sword into the marrow of the bone, and but it's really affected me. It's really touched me, knowing that the power in his word, he said, said in love and compassion is like the freshness on cool water at harvest. It's in the sweating heat and the dust, it refreshes being and spirit, lifting up those around with truthfulness. It's the opposite to lies and deceit, and it judges the thoughts and intentions of the heart. No one knows what people are thinking, but his word can go in there and judge those thoughts and judge those intentions and reasonings and excuses and all the understandings that people live with. He judges that with his word. Now, the word spoken in that vein can set people free, like it set me free, lifting up those around with truthfulness, and it's keeping Yahusha's trust, his faithful, being a faithful messenger, seeing how to be active in the word, to be of use. And this is something that the body needs to come to be active in the word, to be tested and tried, and to be one he can rely on and be honest and give a good account of events. So we want to be and have that reputation where Yahusha can trust us. He can trust and rely on us, and we can be like that for people, like the cold of snow in the time of harvest, a truthful messenger to those who send him, to refresh the life of his masters, to refresh people's lives wherever we go. We can give people that refreshment just in a word, just in an attitude, just in how we respond to people. So this lesson that I learnt through being dishonest and setting someone up and double-crossing my friend, Yahusha showed me a positive way to become faithful and knowing about his word. His word is so powerful and active and alive. And I now know that it's not me doing it. It's not me that has to fight and try and get across and try and help show people. It's Yahuwah's word. It's Yahusha's wonderful word. And this has given me such an incredible understanding, brothers and sisters, of his word is alive. His word is alive. We don't have to fight. We don't have to reason. We don't have to do all those things, because Yahuwah's word, just to have that other thing, the right word at the right time, and Yahuwah will give us that right word at the right time to relieve people and to help people, to help the suffering that's in the world today. And how tragic is it when we look at our family and friends and see the suffering they're just going through, but in the worldwide, it's just intense. People's hearts are failing them, and this is another thing of another way that we can see that the world is coming to an end because of the intensity of wickedness and anxiety and upsetment that's in the world. So brothers and sisters, I'd just like to share this truth with you, this experience that I had, showing you the power in his word, how he said if we speak in love, if we speak in love and compassion, speak his word. And I've seen this happen so many times through different friends, talking love, his word in love and compassion, breaking down the barriers of wrong reasonings, and people's hearts are set free. The thoughts and intentions of the hearts, Yahuwah will judge through his word. So his word cuts through, dividing being and spirit. So the physical and the spirit, the physical, we feel Yahusha's we feel his chastisement when we're going through things, and he wants to clean us and prove himself more and more, how he will reward those who will be faithful to him. So brothers and sisters, I just want to thank you for listening and hope this will encourage you. Bye.